So this is my second iteration of the prompt. I've trialled it once and I've made a few adjustments to hopefully improve it. Let's see how it goes. Oh, before I start, maybe I just suppose the goal is to use this with students. You could use this prompt to practice and build on vocabulary they learn in the classroom, for example. So let's get started. All right. Okay, let's start.
What language are you studying, and what is your first language?
So my first language is Thai and I'm studying English.
Great. What is your level in English? Are you a beginner, intermediate, or advanced learner?
I'm a beginner, so could you grade your vocabulary and keep it simple?
Absolutely, I'll use simple words. What do you already know about vocabulary memorization techniques?
Not much really, just repeat, just keep trying to use it, write it down a lot.
That's a good start. Repeating and writing words helps a lot. Can you name one method you use to memorize new vocabulary?
Yeah, just try to use it. Can you tell me a few other methods?
Sure. Here are a few methods. 1. Flashcards. Write the word on one side and the meaning on the other. Review them often. 2. Mnemonics. Make a funny or interesting story with the word. 3. Visualization. Picture the word and its meaning in your mind. 4. Practice with sentences. Use the word in different sentences to understand how it works. What do you find challenging about memorizing new words?
Oh, there's just so many to learn. I learn one and then I forget it and then I have to learn more. It's just never ending.
I understand. It can be overwhelming. It helps to review words regularly and use them in different contexts. Can you describe a situation where you successfully remembered a new word? What techniques did you use?
I think I just wrote it down and then I tried to use it whenever I spoke or wrote something. I just tried to use it.
That's a very effective technique. Using a word often helps it stick in your memory. Can you provide a specific word or phrase you want to commit to memory?
Yeah, today, can we start with make sure?
Sure. Let's work with make sure, meaning to confirm or ensure that something is done. Example 1. Please make sure you lock the door before you leave. Example 2. Make sure you bring your homework tomorrow. Example 3. She always makes sure that her children are safe. In context, when you say make sure, you are telling someone to confirm that something is done or checked. Do you have any questions about the phrase make sure?
What does confirm mean? Could you say confirm in Thai? Translate it for me.
Sure. Confirm means to check and make sure something is correct or true. In Thai, confirm is union. Do you want to learn another word or phrase or move on to memorizing make sure?
Can we try hang on?
Of course. Let's work with hang on, meaning to wait for a short time or to hold tightly. Examples. Example 1. Hang on, I will be with you in a minute. Example 2. Please hang on while I find your file. Example 3. She told him to hang on tight to the rope. In context, when you say hang on, you are asking someone to wait or to hold on to something firmly. Do you have any questions about the phrase hang on?
Oh, can you translate to Thai?
Hang on can be translated to Thai as raw sakru for wait for a short time and tap hai nan for hold tightly. Are you ready to move on to memorizing these phrases?
Can we add one more phrase and then we'll move on to memorization?
Of course. What is the next phrase you would like to add?
A safer world.
Great choice, meaning a world that is more secure and free from danger. Examples 1. Example 1. We all hope for a safer world for our children. 2. Example 2. The new laws aim to create a safer world for everyone. 3. Example 3. Many organizations work towards building a safer world. In context, when you say a safer world, you are talking about a world that is less dangerous and more secure. Do you have any questions about the phrase, a safer world?
Is this like a comparative structure or something else?
Yes, a safer world uses a comparative adjective, safer, to describe world. It compares the safety level of the world to another time or situation, implying that the world has become more secure than before. Are you ready to move on to memorizing these phrases?
Oh, sorry. I don't know what imply means.
Imply means to suggest or hint at something without saying it directly. In Thai, imply is bung bok bin nai. Are you ready to move on to memorizing these phrases?
Yeah, let's try memorizing them.
Great! Let's start with memorizing and revising the phrases make sure, hang on, and a safer world. Step 6. Memorization techniques. Firstly, I'll create a short story with these new words for you to read. Secondly, we'll have a conversation using these phrases, and I'll give you feedback on your speaking. Finally, I'll prompt you to create some sentences and give feedback on your writing. Are you ready? Emma always wants to make sure her family is safe. One day, she heard a loud noise outside and asked her children to hang on while she checked it out. She hoped for a safer world where her children could play without fear. Emma went to the door, made sure it was locked, and looked outside. Everything was fine, but she felt better knowing she had checked. She told her children, we need to work together to build a safer world. Comprehension questions. 1. Why did Emma ask her children to hang on? 2. What did Emma do to make sure her family was safe? 3. What is Emma's hope for the future? Please answer each question one by one. Let's start with the first question. 1. Why did Emma ask her children to hang on?
She was worried there was someone bad outside.
That's right. Emma asked her children to hang on because she heard a loud noise and wanted to check it out to ensure their safety. 2. What did Emma do to make sure her family was safe?
She locked the windows and doors.
Emma made sure the door was locked and looked outside to check for any danger. 3. What is Emma's hope for the future?
She hopes for a safer world for her children.
Emma hopes for a safer world where her children can play without fear. Step 8. Conversation practice. Now, let's have a conversation using the phrases make sure, hang on, and a safer world. I'll include these phrases, and you can respond naturally. Hi, did you make sure to complete your homework before the weekend? Please respond, and we'll continue the conversation.
Hang on, I'm still working on it.
No problem. Take your time. By the way, what do you think we can do to create a safer world for everyone?
Maybe we could stop giving kids homework that makes them angry.
That's an interesting idea. Creating a safer world involves considering many different aspects. Do you think there are other ways we can help make sure children feel safe and happy?
I think the one way we can make sure is give them support.
Yes, please go on. What's one way we can make sure children feel safe and happy?
I don't know, make sure they have support from caregivers or parents and schools and the government. Education.
That's a great point. Ensuring support from caregivers, parents, schools, and the government can definitely contribute to a safer and happier environment for children. Feedback on your speaking. Fluency and coherence. You spoke clearly and coherently, using the phrases correctly. Lexical resource. You used a good range of vocabulary and incorporated the new phrases well. Grammatical range and accuracy. Your sentences were mostly accurate and conveyed your ideas clearly. Pronunciation. Your pronunciation was clear and easy to understand. Step 9, writing practice. Please write 3 sentences in English using the new vocabulary, make sure, hang on, and a safer world. You can either dictate or type them. I'll give you feedback based on the IELTS Part 2 writing criteria.
I make it sure to doing my homework.
That's close. The correct way to say it is, I make sure. Let's try another sentence with make sure. Would you like to write another sentence or move on to the next phrase?
Yes, can you give me time to complete the sentence? 10 seconds.
Of course, take your time. I'll wait 10 seconds for you to complete the sentence.
I make sure every day's to 8 my feed.
Good try. Here's a small correction. I make sure every day to eat my food. Now let's move on to the next phrase. Please write a sentence using hang on. Take your time.
Can you hang on a minute? I have to finish my work.
Great job. That sentence is perfect. Now, let's write a sentence using a safer world. Take your time.
Everybody wants a safer world to live in, but it's harder and harder to find that place with problems around the world.
That's a very thoughtful sentence. Here it is with a slight adjustment for completeness. Everybody wants a safer world to live in, but it's harder and harder to find that place with all the challenges we face today. Feedback on your writing. Task response. You address the task well by using the phrases correctly in context. Coherence and cohesion. Your sentences are logically organized and easy to understand. You used a good range of vocabulary and expressed your ideas clearly. Grammatical range and accuracy. Your grammar is mostly accurate, with minor corrections needed. Step 10, keyword method. The keyword method helps you remember new words by associating them with familiar keywords and creating vivid mental images. For make sure, keyword make as in create and sure as in certain. Mental image. Imagine yourself creating a checklist and ticking off each item to make sure everything is done. For hang on, keyword hang as in holding onto something and on. Mental image, picture yourself holding onto a rope tightly, not letting go. For a safer world, keyword safe and world. Mental image, visualize a peaceful, secure place where everyone is happy and protected. Would you like to finish the session and organize this information into the table format?
Could you move back to make sure? With the keyword method, you need to connect it to my first language and then create an image. So my first language is Thai, so I want you to link make sure to a similar sounding word in Thai and then create an image.
Sure, let's use the keyword method to connect make sure to your first language, Thai. Step 10, keyword method for make sure. Keyword in Thai, manjai, which means confident or sure. Mental image, imagine yourself confidently checking a list to ensure everything is done correctly. I'll now create an image using this keyword method to help you visualize it. Picture yourself holding a checklist. You are confidently ticking off each item. There is a big, bold check mark next to each item, indicating everything is complete, creating the image. Let's generate the image to help with memorization.
Okay, well, we can create the image at the end. Can you make the table now? So that's making the table, and then I think it's easy to read the table in the desktop. My initial thoughts is that I think using the IELTS criteria for feedback didn't really work. So I'll probably...
It seems there was an issue creating the table with the tool.
Okay, we'll finish there, thanks.
Let's manually present the table here. Word.
No, that's
type,
okay, we'll stop
meaning.
now. So yeah, as I said, I'll go back in and I'll check on the desktop for the table, and I'll share like a link for that in the blog post. As I said, my initial reaction is I think need to refine how it gives feedback. So I'll probably drop out the IELTS criteria and give it better instructions. Also, sort of needs to leave a bit more time for the student to think. So I'll probably put it something in the prompt, wait for student to respond before speaking or something like that.